Chapter 61. With Tina in her arms, Ashley became devastated. Tina's sobs felt worse than being molested. She wished they would have gone to Charlie's room first. Then at least Charlie might have had a chance. They still could have come for her after Charlie. They might not have been too late. She possibly could have stalled Ron somehow. Squeezing Tina harder, she tried focusing on her friend and the hurt the girl suffered. But guilt leaked into Ashley. I'm not worth saving. I'm a bad person. I'm the worst. I'm unlovable. Kept dripping through her mind. She wasn't a parent to any child like Charlie had been. She had no child who depended on her for survival and love. Tina had cared for her father dearly. Ashley never felt truly loved by another person. She felt used even by her mother. And her mother would be the first to declare Ashley's worthlessness, an ungrateful child for all she was provided. Tina wouldn't stop crying. Ashley couldn't blame her. It wasn't the girl's fault. It was Ashley's. She felt those intense, powerful feelings to cut herself return. Looking at her wrists, she hated the clean, ungrateful skin. She wanted to make it hurt. She wanted to end the shame that emptied the little remaining sense of goodness inside of herself. She wanted to be the victim. If she hurt herself, she would be a victim. She would stop being the perpetrator, at least for a short while. She would be punished for her wrongdoings, innocence restored. This would feel better. It would stop the hateful, punishing guilt. Maybe it would also stop the hurt that the world kept throwing at her. Something about her drove men to do evil. Something inside her tempted them to fall into sin. Deep down, she must be bad. She couldn't stand it anymore. It was just too much to bear. Jeff softly spoke to Tina. "Sweetie, I'm sorry." No one knew that Ashley cried mostly for herself now. Selfish. But she was able to let the tears fall freely because no one noticed the difference. Tina's sobs grew less. Then Jeff released her. He looked torn as she asked, Are you okay to leave?" He glanced at his watch. Donald and Laura could be in danger as well. Ashley looked at his watch. It read 2:26 a.m. Tina nodded, sniffled, and wiped her eyes. "Why didn't my dad survive?" "We'll find out." Ashley couldn't meet the girl's red, watering eyes for long. She looked down and mumbled, "I'm sorry." As though knowing Ashley's mind, knowing her torture, Tina replied, "It's not your fault." Jeff stood. Tina took Grose's head in her hands and softly asked him to find Donald. Grose whined and began to walk out the door. Not fast, as though weighted by Tina's loss. He didn't leap into the air. His claws didn't scrape against the linoleum floor. He didn't slide into the walls. This made Ashley feel worse. Even Grose was affected. She had hurt her hero. She didn't know how much more she could take. She trailed everyone else out the door and down the hall, lagging further and further behind.